I am Bill Dariff, the mayor of the city of Jeffersontown, and 12 years ago, Young Nguyen came with an idea of saying the South Vietnamese Americans want to honor our military of America by thanking them from coming over to his country to fight for the freedom and stop the spread of communism. 12 years ago, we started this project. It has been a labor of love because these men and women came to another country to say, we care. The compassion that they brought, the ability to stop communism, the spread around the country, was something that we want to leave a message with this wall. The Tryon Monument, the great gratitude of the people from Vietnam, is something that we as Americans can greatly appreciate. This is the first time I can remember of this magnitude that another country is coming to our country and saying, we want to build something to thank you for what you did. The building of this took that long, partly because we had COVID, but we ordered the granite from Vietnam. When Nguyen asked me if he could bring it from Vietnam rather than buy American, I said, it means more to us that you bring something from your country to dedicate to our men and women who fought for the freedom than it would be from our country. So as you go down the wall and read all the glass panels, you'll get the feeling of what it's like to live in a communist country, what it's like to flee from a communist country, and what it's like to have other countries help your country.
My name is Dũng Nguyễn and I'm founder and chairman of the board of Trion Foundation. 10 years ago, a group of American and Vietnamese got together and decided to form this new nonprofit organization to work on building this monument. From afar, probably the most obvious thing that you can see is the 8 columns, the 8 concrete columns, and I believe they are like 30 feet high. These 8 columns represent the 8 countries that fought together during the war to fight communism. The columns have the shape of bamboo trees, and you can see that most obvious during the night when the lights are on. Bamboos have special meaning in the Vietnamese culture. Bamboo trees, rows of bamboo trees, a lot of time can be thought of as a fence protecting a village. And so in the morning, with the morning sun rising, these 8 columns face the rising sun, and they represent the soldier protecting the village. All of the granites that you see around here, like the mayor said, was brought from Vietnam. You may have heard the people talk about every Vietnam veteran left a piece of themselves in Vietnam. So we thought we would bring a piece of Vietnam to here to build the monument in their honor. When you come down the ramp, you see along the wall many images and stories that we want to tell about the monument, and those stories would cover the different times that the Vietnamese people left their home in mass to flee communism. And you also see stories about courage, compassion, how the Vietnamese and Americans fought together during the war. At the end of the ramp, you see a lot of images of refugees leaving Vietnam, being rescued by the U.S. Navy. Part of this monument is also a tribute to the American sailors who rescued many thousand refugees on high sea, and to the American people who opened their arms to receive millions of Vietnamese refugees and immigrants in the decades after the war.